Okay, I'm heading out to Staples, Minnesota, to a cool little wilderness area by the Mississippi River. Gonna meet up with a fellow Minnesota YouTuber. Awesome. Here I go. So we're going on the trail here. This is, I would just say this is like central Minnesota, man. This is a woods type that I don't really go in a lot. All right, Kory, so you're out in the woods a lot, man. What's permethrin?
Permethrin it's bug repellent, but the difference between bug spray and permethrin is permethrin you put on your clothes and fabrics. You don't put it on your skin. By
put it on, what do you, like, how do you apply it?
You spray it on. It comes in a spray bottle, or it can come in an aerosol can. I prefer the spray bottles because being in Minnesota, where the state bird is the mosquito,
right?
I like to get the spray bottle so I can put it on a little thicker than the aerosol mist. And I put it on, and then what that does is it soaks into your clothes, and then whatever comes in contact with it, it kills it.
Oh, wow.
And so I've seen a tick. It started crawling up my leg, and before it got to my knee, it fell off dead.
Oh, wow.
And so you do that with your clothes, your socks, your boots, your tent, your hammock, your tarps, whatever you have in the woods. And it actually, if they come and land on it, it'll kill them if they stay there long enough. And so they avoid it. And then if you put on bug spray on top of that on your skin, so like heavy DEET or out of natural bug sprays, we haven't found one that works really well, but they exist. And so that'll keep them away from you to begin with. But if they do decide to just bombarding you, they're gonna fall dead.
Awesome, man. Thanks. So what do we got here?
So this is birch bark.
Okay.
White paper, birch. This stuff is like gasoline. This will light easy, and it'll light even when it's wet.
Wow.
So if you have flame, this will combust.
Cool. That's cool. So, this is
birch.
Oh, that's spongy.
Yep. And so this is full. The reason that birch, we got mushrooms, horseshoe fungus. This will catch an ember really well.
Oh, wow.
But it's resiny.
This is like soggy almost in here.
Yeah, it's like a spongy.
But you could still light that.
Yep, that'll burn very well. That's a good keeper right there. And then, but what happens is that it's resiny, and that resin is what catches on fire, and that's what makes it such a great. And when you do light it, there's a big black smoke that comes with it because of the resins. And so when it dries out and the resins dry out, it gets spongy. And then this.
So you said this is pine?
So this is a pine. You'll see this resin.
Okay.
That resin is just as flammable as birch bark.
Wow. And this is really, really soft. Is this kind of stuff suitable right here? The stuff that's already down, as long as it's in good shape?
Yep. And so what you're looking for is you want dry.
Okay.
And to tell if it's dry, as you hear the crunch, that's a crunch. So this. It's dry.
Okay.
Right, so that crunch means that this is dry, so this will burn.
Okay.
And so when you're looking for stuff that's down, because this probably whole thing is.
Okay.
See how that didn't crunch?
Gotcha.
And so this is still kind of all that. Let's see. You see, that's kind of wet still.
Gotcha.
So, and then something that's green, like this is green. So this won't crunch.
So that actually,
So that's too green. So you don't want this, but this will make a good, like if you're building a shelter or you're building arrows or something.
Yeah.
There's a nice long stick here. This thing is so screwed up. This thing fell on it.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
So this thing's probably gonna die anyway, but the green This isn't going to burn very well.
Okay.
But you can make stuff with this.
Okay, like in a pinch,
Yeah.
like you could peel this stuff off if you...
Yeah, you can make cordage with the bark. So you could peel.
Or even you could just add, like if you had a shelter and you want to like put those in between.
Yep. Shingles, walls.
Cool. All right, Kory. Tell me about the 4 W's, man.
All right, so there's the 4 W's. Every time you're setting up camp or you're looking for a shelter, you want to make sure to check the 4 W's. And the 4 W's are water, wood, weather, and widowmakers. And so with wood, we have lots of wood.
So like down here you can see there's some wood that's like down, and as long as it's dry and usable, then it's good,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
We're right by a river, so...
We're right by the river, so we have water. We're actually going to be filtering water for our meals.
Cool.
I didn't bring any water. We're going to filter it, and we're going to make our meals that way. So with wood, we have fire, we have shelter, we can make a spoon.
Cool.
This is our main building resource.
And then the weather, it's overcast, but doesn't look too bad.
No, we don't have to worry about rain. We don't have to worry about water, because if there was a big hill right here and there was rain coming, we'd want to get on top of that hill.
Gotcha.
We don't want to be where the weather's going to harm us or affect us in any way.
So it feels like to me, weather, water, those are the main ones that people are like, okay, is the weather going to be bad and can we get water? And then wood would be one that if you're going to stay overnight or a few days.
Correct.
But what's the last one?
Widowmakers.
What's a widowmaker?
So you can see in our trail right here, there's this deadfall, and there's actually a crotch in this tree holding that up. But if
let me see that. Oh, wow.
and so,
Whoa. Do you think that happened just random?
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep. Usually you'll see that a lot. But if that crotch wasn't there and it was just a little
man,
holding this up, and we set up a shelter right here, and there was potential of this falling on you.
this is a good 2.5, 3 inches.
Yep.
Oh, that is. Oh, wow.
It's the size.
Oh, man.
And the size and the leverage of this thing, it would crush you, and you would be a widow. Or you wouldn't be the widow, but your wife would be.
Well, and it looks like this isn't a branch that fell.
No, this is a tree.
This is a whole tree,
Yep.
and you may not even know if that's going to fall or not. Luckily, like if you're camped out here, if you wake up in the morning and you bump your head and you look, you're like, oh man, that thing saved me up there. So this is the 4th W.
Yep. And then also this, we're lucky because this is on the ground. If this was on top of the canopy, okay, so you always have to look up. When we get back to camp, I'll show you another widowmaker that decided where we set up our tent in our last video, where we camped in the rain, our 4-day 3-night venture.
Gotcha.
There was a widowmaker that prevented us from setting up where we really wanted to set up.
So for instance, if that right there was way up here,
correct, we wouldn't see it.
We wouldn't see it.
Looking up.
Oh wow, awesome, man.
Because right here you have another fallen tree here. This one doesn't have a crotch saving it.
Ah, there.
And so if the weather, if it was really windy and the wind was coming this way, it could knock that loose and land right on top of us.
Gotcha.
So we
Cool.
don't want a hammock on that tree.
Awesome. Thanks, Kory. You were talking about the 4 W's and the Widowmaker.
Yep. So
Whoa, look at these 2 of them.
So this one looks like it's cut down. Flat on the bottom.
Whoa.
But this right here is barely holding on.
Oh man.
And so not only did this fall,
You can smell it.
This is dangerous right now. Yeah, that's all fat wood in the middle.
Oh wow.
But look at the damage that it did. It created more widowmakers.
Oh wow.
And so it's very important that you pay attention to dead trees, dead fall, any dead standing wood can always be a danger. And this falls, and then if you listen.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and so that was just this high. If this was way up there and fell on you, that would hurt.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Even though it's spongy, it's still a lethal weapon.
Well, then not only would it hurt, but I mean, it could wreck your tent.
Correct.
Then what do you do?
Yep.
Right on.
So that right there, that's a Widowmaker as well. Even though it's not
there.
dead fall of a branch or something, that still has potential of falling,
Oh wow.
ruining your day.
Yeah, because a tree is not going to grow at that angle naturally, so something is up.
Well, look at the bark. There's
Oh,
no,
yeah.
there's no blood on it. This is a dead tree.
So it's dead. Okay.
So at any moment, this will fall.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, you wanted the tent right here.
Yeah, and that's little area here because of that deadfall.
Oh man.
So if that would have fallen on the tent, we could have severely gotten hurt and it
Plus-
would have wrecked our tent.
And it was raining then, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
It's
so
storming, you know.
yeah, so anything can happen there.
Yep. So then, yeah, so we set it up over there.
So that's the other W, the Widowmaker. Oh yeah, and that's not just pointing out things that could be Widowmakers. That's, you came out here to, like, tent camp, saw that and said, even though it's a really nice spot, you couldn't do it.
Perfect spot, but the risk is worth the reward.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. So what is this now?
Okay, so this right here is chaga. It's hard to get off. But this is, some people call it tinder fungus, because this can take an ember. If you put a spark on here, this whole thing will ember out.
Oh wow.
It's just super good at starting fires. But it's also one of the leading antioxidants in the world.
And it just grows on.
And it only grows on birch trees, white birch.
And you slice it up.
Yep, and so you take if you want tea, you take a coffee grinder and you grind it up so that you get the most surface area. Then you steep it for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you drink it, and it's very, very good for you. It's
Wow.
not FDA approved, so it's not. I'm not telling you to do that, but people do that.
Wow. Cool.